Hello folks, welcome to OTD, also known as On the Deck, where you can get all the sports you need in 10 minutes. My name is Adam Arduin, and this is my mom, Gina.
He's the journalist.
And she's the enthusiast.
I am enthusiastic because we got some business to talk about today.
We got a lot of business to talk about.
Little business.
Yes.
A little smack talking, actually.
A little smack talking, and we just want to talk about what happened over the weekend, or the last few days, really.
Yes.
And we're talking about college football.
Bowl season has wrapped up.
Yes. And, well, not quite, but the main Bulls, there's still one more game left, and that's the national championship.
Are we calling the national championship a bowl game anymore?
Oh, I mean, I do. It's still a bowl game. It's
okay,
postseason.
I'll give it. But the bulk of the bowl games wrapped up.
Basically, the bowl season is wrapped up. We have the national championship still left, and that's between two teams, and we'll tell you that here shortly. But we want to talk about what happened within the Power 5 conferences in postseason play. And I think some people may be surprised with kind of how it went down and the winning percentages and who won and lost. And so let's jump right into it. You've got the list. You've got the teams. Go ahead, please.
I'm so excited. Well, let's go from best to worst because I think people might be surprised. So, and this is, I'm going to talk about how many teams got invited to bowl games and then what the percentages were. So, number one overall top performer, ACC. They had 11 teams invited to bowl games and went 8-3. 8 wins to only 3 losses.
Okay.
Then next up, Big 12. We only got invited to 6 games, but that is 60% of our conference.
Right.
And of our 6, we went 4-2.
Okay.
We only lost 2.
It's not bad.
Then next, you've got the Pac-12. No, I'm sorry. You have the SEC.
Okay.
Who got invited to 12 bowl games. That's a huge amount.
That's a lot.
But they only went 500. They went 6-6 in their bowl games. 500. Got whooped 6 times.
Right.
Then you got the Pac-12, which did get invited to 7 bowl games, but they had a losing record. They were 3-4 against non-conference. And then the granddaddy of them all, the best conference in 25 years, the Big Ten, got invited to 10 bowl games, won 3. That's a 30% winning percentage outside of conference.
Yeah.
Shocked? Are you shocked? I'm a little surprised.
Well, I guess I'm shocked with the winning percentage. Just because of how well they played this year. Traditionally, it's been the SEC, and so everyone has been on the SEC train forever. They're the number one conference. I got all these teams. They're the best teams. All of that. And so, you know, this year it was a dynamic shift because the Big Ten was really strong. You had a bunch of teams that were ranked in the top 25 all year, and they were ultra competitive, super competitive. And so now you get to postseason play, and you're like, all right, it's time to see what they're really made of. And they kind of laid an egg this year.
Well, what does that tell you about rankings? No, and I agree with you. As you look through the regular season, but I also think it says that sometimes these powerful conferences like the Big 12, which only has 10 teams, I'd like to see us go to 12. All of that's still true. But we beat each other up. K-State didn't even end up ranked, which was absolutely ridiculous.
Correct.
Went in there and whooped up on an SEC team. A&M. Should be in the Pac-12, whatever. Right. But my point is the ACC got some love throughout the year, but I didn't expect them to come out as strong. They came out 11 bowl games, 8-3.
Yeah.
They did their job.
Well, I think that to your point, I think that's part of the reason why they were so successful is that they weren't beating up on each other like everybody else was.
Could be.
And they were able to take advantage of some of those teams. And good for the ACC. You want to see them compete and win games. But I think it goes to show you that the Pac-12 right now just isn't quite there. Besides the 2 teams that you can really hang your hat on, USC and UW, there really wasn't anything there for them. Right. And you look at the Big 12, we just have to have more teams. Point blank, period. The conference needs to expand, and so that way they can show that, hey, we're capable of doing more than just the 6 teams.
Well, we still won more than we lost.
Exactly.
We only lost 2 games.
But out of all of the conferences, the big disappointment, I think, does lie with the Big Ten. And so, okay, so that's with all that being said, let's go ahead.
Those are Power 5 bowl performances.
Yes, okay.
But let's talk about the New Year's 6. Okay. All right. So you had the Orange Bowl, which was Michigan and Florida State. Florida State got that win.
They did.
By how many points?
Just one. 33-32.
Okay. Then
game.
It was a good game.
It was a really good game.
Then you have the Cotton Bowl, which I was really interested in this because you have Western Michigan, a group of 5 team that came out undefeated. Were they 13-0 or something like that?
Yes, 13-0.
13-0 and played Wisconsin. That Wisconsin was one of the couple of Big Ten wins, and Wisconsin did win, and I felt like they handled that game pretty well.
They did.
All right.
But it was closer than people. It was what we had said. It was a good game.
We knew Wisconsin was going to win, but
a couple turnovers at the end changed that game. But okay,
Western Michigan did put up a fight. Then you had the Sugar Bowl, which just got played last night, which which was Oklahoma against Auburn. Big 12 against SEC again.
Yep.
Oklahoma handled that business.
Yes, they did.
Handled it.
Yes.
Handled it. And I'm rushing through these because we'll go back and talk about it.
Absolutely.
Then you had the Rose Bowl, the granddaddy of them all, USC versus Penn State. Pac-12 versus Big 10.
Yep.
USC got the W there.
Yes.
Then real quick, the Peach Bowl, which these the last two were obviously the semifinal playoffs. The Peach Bowl featured Washington and Alabama, and then you had the Fiesta Bowl, Ohio State and Clemson. Alabama got the win over UW, and Clemson whooped Ohio State.
They did. It was.
I mean, whoo!
Yeah, that was. It was not even close. 31-0 was the final score for that game, and I think people would say that was a surprising deficit between those two, because
no one called a shutout.
No one called a
Nobody
shutout.
called a
and
shutout.
It was definitely that.
It was it was that. So which game stood out to you as the best game of the New Year's Six? Let's talk about the New Year's Six, and then maybe the worst.
Yes. I guess I do have to say the best game was that Rose Bowl game. We kind of talked a little bit pre-production about that. It was really good because both of those programs were down. USC had their sanctions. Penn State had all their stuff with the Joe Pa and Sandusky. And so to see both of those programs, who are perennial powers in my book,
and both of them started out rough.
And it was a close game. It was a last-second field goal at the end of the game. Again, another turnover that kind of changed the game at the last second. But those were really good teams going at it, and I just enjoyed watching that game.
And what I meant by start out tough is they had tough roads at the beginning of the season.
Oh, right. Yes.
Alabama came in and bounced USC around like a basketball at the that opening home opener.
Right.
So I didn't expect USC and Penn State to be in that position.
I didn't think it was going to be quite as good as it was, but it definitely was exactly that.
Well, and I think we both called USC, but I was low-key rooting for Penn State. I'm going to agree with you.
Yeah.
The best game to me was the Rose Bowl. My second best game, I know we're not supposed to do that, but Michigan and Florida State, that was a battle. That was a game worth watching.
It was a really
two
good
powerhouse teams that really went at it.
Even down to a blocked field goal at the end of the game.
It was again a game of inches.
Exciting to watch.
It was.
Florida State had a lot to prove, and just like Michigan as well. And so they were both of those games, both programs, or all four programs, had a chip on their shoulder.
They did.
And so that was fun to watch.
All right. So then, what was the worst for you of the New Year's Six?
This one's not even a discussion. The Ohio State Clemson Fiesta Bowl was a disaster, and I'm honestly okay with Ohio State getting blasted like they did, and good for Deshaun Watson and Clemson. But that to me was the biggest or the worst game to watch for me.
I will agree with you again. We must be related. No, that was just an embarrassment.
Yeah.
And, I remember a lot of the pregame hype, and there was an interview with Coach Myers. He was like, if I felt like, we could have kicked the field goal, but if I can't get it on 4th and inches, I don't deserve to be a champion. Well, two things. One, you didn't get it on 4th and inches. He was short. And two, you didn't deserve to be in the championship because you got bounced out. You couldn't. The kicker was missing field goal. You can't put up 3 points. We've talked about this in the past. That's a problem.
Yeah.
You got to get close enough and have your kicker prepared enough to give you 3 points.
This wasn't the best Ohio State team that they put on the field.
No.
They lost a lot of guys to the NFL draft. People just wanted to see Ohio State in the Final Four, which is why they got up there.
Correct.
Arbitrary. Urban Meyer's name and Ohio State, they have great history, so we understand that. But we're talking about the best teams in college football, and they weren't one of them this year.
And there were several that were left out that should have been. I think Michigan made its case. Florida State made its case. Both Penn State and USC made the case. And real quick, because I know we have to go, one sub-A disappointment to me was Alabama. They did win, but UW held them to 2 offensive touchdowns. They did win, but their defense got them that win. Offensively,
UW deserves more credit than what they are
let me
getting
dust
right
that
now.
off for you,
Their
because you are correct.
Their style of play showed that, hey, they deserve to be in that Final Four.
That UW
I was proud of them for hanging in there. Again, another situation where turnovers caused that one. But hey, that's football, and you got to step up to the challenge, and hopefully they can learn from it and come back next year.
Well, I'm excited there's a bunch of teams I'm excited to see next year.
And we do have the national championship. It will be it'll be Alabama and Clemson. I was so concerned about that Clemson game.
It's a rematch.
It's a rematch from a year ago, and so it'll be good. We just want to say,
we're going to talk about that more later.
Yeah, we're excited for that game, and we'll bring you more on that. Continue to follow us on all of our social media, Twitter, Facebook, obviously on YouTube. We're here to view your comments, and please respond to us. Continue to follow us, and we just want to say we appreciate your time, and thanks for watching, folks.